guys, it's Dan, and today I'll be showing you guys how to actually complete the labs event for Halloween of 2020. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to travel onto Creator View. And as you can see over here, we have a portal or a teleporter, I guess you could say. And when you walk over the teleporter, you can be prompted with a teleportation. You're going to hit yes. And once you're in here, this is the labs, or at least the labs for 2020. And in this room you could take a look around, but there is no like hidden Easter eggs or any hidden weapons. You're gonna want to climb down into this like little vent shaft, and this is kind of where the first part of the event starts. Now this may look very intimidating at first. This is basically parkour, but if you listen to my tips, you will be able to go through it pretty quickly. So one thing you'll see if you look over to your right as well is another like teleportation pad. You go through and you grab a key card, which I'll show you. Once you input it, you'll be able to teleport to the main hub, which you'll see again shortly. So it'll kind of make a little more sense later. But my first tip in actually completing this is going into first person and looking off to your side. And when you're doing it, you kind of want to sprint and jump at the same time, just as so. And it will definitely take you a couple minutes to try to do it. You know, there will be failed attempts, but I've already done this so many times. Now, I meant to actually land on this yellow and then to jump on this vent. However, of course, you can jump here. The whole main goal right now is to get into this little window, so I'm gonna have to do like a little side strafe. Usually this door will be closed here. You're gonna want to just click it to open it. Walk inside, and your first weapon is the FAL over here along the server, and your first key card is over here in the other room. So once you pick up this key card, or kind of just walk over it, you're going to be prompted with 6 numbers here, and these 6 numbers are going to be random for every single person and every single server. So if you were to, say if I were to go now join a different server, I'm going to have a different number set, and with my pal Grod in the server, he will have a completely different number set, and this works for all key cards. One thing you're going to want to do with this now is to either write down the numbers, or for me, I like to actually screenshot them and post them in my friend's DMs to clog it up. But once you save this number in whatever way you choose, you're going to exit out. You're going to want to hop a little bit on this vent, jump over, jump on this, climb the ladder, and go through the event. Now that you're in the main hub, you're going to want to take the number that you got from that key card here. So mine was 156527. You know that you'll input it correctly when the screen goes white. And as you can see here, now we have this teleporter I mentioned prior. So if I were to now use it, it will bring us back to the beginning of the little parkour section. However, if you do die anytime after, you could just use the teleporter to return back to the central hub. So the next lab that we're going to be taking a look at is going to be the pink one, and this is the only lab section of the entire event that actually requires you to have 2 people. So I have my friend Grod here who's going to be helping me out with this, and basically the whole premise of this is when he climbs down, he will have to walk over a key card. As you can see, it's a little bit rusted, and on that key card you'll see colors, which you can now see on screen. And basically from those colors, you're going to want to come over to this keypad. Oh, hold up, it's this one right here. And when you'll be prompted, you'll need to correct the colors with the actual like colors of the keypad that he says. So he'll kind of give us a little bit of a text indication. And from there, once you input it correctly, you'll get a code number here. You're going to either write down that number quickly or screenshot it, and then you'll have to run over to this keypad to unlock it. So let me see, Grod, are you ready? Okay. Go. So he's going to drop down, he's going to go, and now the whole container room's going to lock down. He's going to type out the letters of the colors. So he's going to, okay, so it's going to be blue, red, red, yellow, red, red, red. You hit enter. You could either write down or take a screenshot, run over here quickly. You're going to want to type in that number, 638633, enter, and you'll be gifted with the Sapien Claw and another key card. Unfortunately, my pal Grod was taken away. But that's how you do the pink section, and again, this is how you get the Sapien Claw and the next key card numbers. Again, you could write this down, or you could screenshot it. And again, this is the only section of the actual event that requires you to have another person. So you want to take the numbers that you got. So mine was 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, 3. And again, we have the indication of white saying that this one has been ready. The next lab we're going to be taking a look at is Lab Orange. Now this one is probably going to be, I don't want to say the most stressful, but this is the one that you like, it may take you a couple times to do. This one I would say isn't the hardest, but it's just, you need to know what you're doing. So let me explain that. As you can see on the wall, there are a total of 6 terminals, and from the terminals you'll see that there's like little outlets kind of, that are almost like similar to the actual terminals themselves. So you have one here, you have another right there, you have a third one on the back here, you have one on the floor there, you have one by the stairs, and the last one is up on the wall. Now what's going to end up happening is that once you walk up to the terminal, that's when the timer starts. This whole like lab hallway container will lock down and you will start to rapidly lose health. So by the time you finish it, and this is saying going at like a quick or normal speed, you will have probably like 10 or 5 HP left. So again, you really need to just be fast, and this may take you a couple times. So don't worry if you die on the first try, just remember to use that teleporter. So let me show you guys exactly what I mean, and I guess pay attention. And as you can see, I was able to get through that actually pretty fairly quickly with about, I don't know, 10, 15, maybe 20 HP left. And once you complete all this, the glass will go down, you'll be able to pick your weapon as well as the next key card. So again, you're going to want to write the number down or take a screenshot. Now for this, you won't actually be able to use this exact terminal. What you're going to have to end up doing is going into the water here, and you're going to want to try to basically get yourself inside this tube. It's like a little bit, not confusing, it's a little bit difficult at first, but you'll get the use of it. And you're going to want to travel through, you'll be prompted with the little keypad, you'll put in 2, 5, 4, 1, 5, 7 as indicating for your own keycard number, and again, you'll notice that the screen has turned white from orange, indicating that the code was correctly inputted, and that the orange lab is now completed. Now the last one is the purple lab, so let's take a look at it. Now for those who were around last year for the labs event, for the Forsaken Darkness Pit of Despair, which I believe was like the worst part of the event, or at least for me personally, I just hated it a lot, I'd always die. Basically, this is what will occur. You can, so in certain portions, and I'll tell you exactly what portions and when, you will see like right now this light go on and then go off. Now the only time you could travel in this cavern section is inside lights. So if I were to jump right now, I would be killed if there was no light. So like right now, light would come on and I'd be safe. But when the light goes off, this is when you do not jump. The whole premise right now is to basically jump when there's light and go to a stable source. So I'm going to quickly do it right now. Jump here, get in front of the light. Now from here, you could go into the container again since there's lights. Now you're supposed to go across and climb up here, and from there, you could do a little side route, or what I'd like to end up doing is you could actually finagle yourself just enough to jump on top of the actual container without dying. Hold up. Okay, so you're gonna want to do like a little bit of a running jump type thing, and basically you'll want to end up jumping up on here. Once you're on top of the container, you can dash across here, because again we have this nice stable light. We could jump across here as well. Now the only difficult part for this upcoming jump is that you need to be able to do both these jumps. You need to get from this here all the way over to like the toilet or the other sorting container while this light is here. So again, I'm going to wait for the light to come back on, and I'll do a quick dash just in time. And again, you do not want to go into the darkness. You're going to want to follow these lights, come across this container, and you're going to see a red light down in the water. Now the rest of the this portion is actually underwater. It's a very similar concept, so I'll explain it again. You're going to want to swim on down here to the red light. Now as you can see, you're going to want to follow the red lights, but when you see the light go off, you want to kind of wait for the light to go on. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for the light to go back on. I'm going to swim, and while I'm here, I'm going to wait. As you can see, there is another light. You're going to want to swim as fast as you can, get up from the water, and you get the Wasteland Blaster Scattergun, as well as the last key card needed. Purple, you're going to want to write those numbers down or take a screenshot. You're going to want to go through this little pipe, and you'll lead through here. Want to jump down and input the very last code, 726-747. And once you input all the codes, this will occur. And again, I just want to clarify, with the key cards, the numbers are going to be different for everyone. Once you get up to this point, you're going to want to walk into this center room, and for anyone here who has played the game like Lava Escape, you'll feel right at home, because that's basically what you're going to have to end up doing. You're going to jump, fall down in here. Do not touch this yet. I cannot stress that, because once you touch it, then the entire portion of this part, I guess you could say, will begin. What's going to end up happening is you're going to need to touch a total of about 6 or 7 of these boxes, kind of. Very similar to the like old-fashioned like Lava Escape. This is definitely like where I could see the inspiration coming from. So you're going to want to hit this is the first one, which will trigger the doors to open, and you only have about 20 to 30 seconds on the actual ground level. So you can see how there's like oil. What will eventually happen is the oil will start to rise, and if you touch the floor, you will instantly get killed. So the good thing is that also with these panels, they are in fixed locations. These are not randomized, they will always be there. So you'll have to get these two, as well as this one here, and those two up top. There's one in that fan area, as well as there is one inside this area right here. It's like a little side room. So without further ado, let me just show you exactly what I mean. I'm going to go basically start from this one right here in the room. I'm going to hit those two. I'm going to dash across. Actually, yeah, I'm going to dash across. I'm going to grab this, climb all the way up. I'm going to hit one inside that room, jump across, walk inside. I believe there might be one in that room. If not, jump across, hit that, and hit that, get to the vent, and boom. So let's start. And once you complete the challenge, you're going to want to jump down here from that very first door. So unfortunately, yes, I did actually confuse it first. The first like little hole in the wall is actually where you're going to be coming for the finale, and the second one is where the panel is going to be. And again, the third is hidden one, I guess you could say, is inside that fan. And again, you have to basically just do all that and come back to the first original room. And again, I think in the total you have about a minute. And once you get into this room, you will want to pick up this little fragment. This is very similar to the like Valentine's Day gift event. What I want to end up doing is walking over to this final key card, You could either type it out, write it down, or screenshot it. Walk on over here. So mine is 937934. Enter. And once this occurs, you will be able to get the buzzsaw. And from there, you're going to be able to teleport back to Crater View, should I say. Now, this is basically very, very similar now to how the Halloween event occurred last year, where you had to, again, you had to collect like key fragments. And as you can see, you can even see right here, there's the cyan or like very teal turquoise, I don't know. But basically, you're going to need to collect a total of about 6 or 7 key fragments. I'll show you guys the keys as we go. And when you kind of collect all that, I'll show you guys what we're going to be doing. If you're having difficulty with actually finding key fragments and such, your best spots to check is, of course, driving around. Hopefully you have a car in the wasteland, as well as make sure you guys check around Cliffguard by the downed Blackhawk in the Badlands. You can check the Atom Kick Factory, the neighborhood. I don't think there's any spawns in Boulder Cove, but I do know that there has been a sighting of these type of parts in the Boulder Cove area, like towards the back end, like towards the graveyard. But again, you're going to have to just basically either walk around, unfortunately, or drive around the map. Also, key fragments do spawn around in the silo fields as well as the islands, so just make sure you guys check up on that. And as you can see, we're already getting a whole bunch of pieces. It looks like we're going to need about 3 more pieces. So I'll update you guys when I get there. And as you can see over here, I just came over to the first island. We do have 1 spawn, it's yellow, so unfortunately we do not need it. But again, just make sure you guys go over to the islands and double check their spawns. And one thing I did forget to mention is that, again, because these key fragments are very similar to the Halloween event from last year, as well as the Valentine's Day event from this previous couple months, basically the way that like the fragments work are exactly the same way as how they did for those events. Whereas if you were to walk over the part, basically what's going to end up happening is, say that if you're doing this with 2 people, unfortunately only one person is going to be able to only get the fragment. So if both of you are looking for the same exact color, you know, that might prove to be something challenging, because again, you're going to have to, you know, basically look for the same colors just twice. And again, because the parts actually are for like 1 per person, because the key fragments spawn and once they are collected, they're only collected once at a time, you may have a very difficult time on public servers, because of course everyone's going to be rushing to do this. And by far, this whole like portion of the actual event is probably the only part that's actually long and very tedious. We have another part, looks like we're only missing 2 more, which should be hopefully found pretty soon. Now as you can see, I just got the last of the fragments. So again, basically the way how it's going to look is you're going to have these like 4 centerpieces. You're going to have 1 yellow piece here. You're going to have 1 teal here as well. And basically that's going to be how it is. So in total, there is going to be 6 fragments that you're going to need to collect. And when you collect all these fragments, you're going to want to head over to Crater View. And just one thing I'd like to mention is that this entire process of collecting the key fragments on my own private server took me about 10-ish minutes, I want to say. So again, you're going to need to be very patient with it, unless you become very lucky and you're able to, you know, quickly find it. Especially on a public server, it could prove to be very, very, you know, just very difficult, because everyone's going after the same thing, and, you know, you don't know what type of break you're going to be getting. However, again, once you collect all these key fragments, you're going to want to get stuck in the elevator, because that is the best part. Okay, so we're fixed. Oh, one thing I just want to mention. I completely forgot to mention this earlier. Do not reset and do not die when you have these fragments, because what's going to end up happening is you're going to have to restart all the way back from the flood escape to get that 1 part. Just to let you guys know, do not reset. You can customize and you can change up your tools, but do not reset. Once you get this whole key fragment completed, again, you want to go back to the labs. You're not going to want to do the parkour unless you feel really, really dangerous. You want to just teleport back to the hub. And when you come here to the hub, you're going to want to walk over to this yellow square and it will be removed. As you can see, we have a nice key turned. And we are able to get inside the main prize. From here, we have the hazmat suit and the flamethrower. Again, I have both of these currently, but yeah, that is in all the labs event for 2020. I will be watching the comments on this video for basically the entire month, so if you do have any questions, make sure you just put them down below, or if you think that a question was already asked that you have still, make sure you check the comments to see if that question was already asked and if I already answered. I'll try to give you guys updates through the pinned comment below for any type of bug issues or if any type of problems occur. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like the video if you enjoyed it, dislike it if you did not, and again, comment down below any questions you have, what was your favorite part of the event, and what was your favorite item. I'll catch you guys in the next one.